What's going on, everybody? Trev Wilson here. Welcome back to another episode of Booze News. Today, the breaking story. Jackie Zykan's new brand has been revealed. Hidden Barn. So if you remember, Jackie Zykan has stepped away from Old Forester just a little while ago. And as of yesterday, this article came out and it talks about the new brand that Jackie Zykan is a part of. They're starting it up. That's what we're going to get into today. There's a lot of information in this article. Very well written article. Talks about how this all went down, how it started, where it's going. A lot of stuff to unpack. So you can go over to this. You can read this article. I'm sure there's a couple other articles out there about this. But I will link this one. You can go read it. Or if you're like me, you just like to listen to someone else read it to me. All right, so let's move on over to the article. It's over on the American Whiskey Mag, written by Maggie. And as you can see right off the rip here, Hidden Barn is the name of the new brand. And later on in the article, at the end, we'll go over where that even came from. Really friggin' cool little thing about it. Again, this article is pretty awesome. But yeah, this was July 5th. So here we go. And again, I'm not going to read all of this, so if you want all of the details, but I'm going to highlight a couple things, and there's some things I definitely want to point out and go over a little more in depth. But a little bit about Jackie, hired by Old Forester in 2015. Already legendary in the bartending world for her palate after being rumored to have correctly identified several vodka samples in a blind tasting. So she's awesome. We all knew this. We all knew she's amazing. So throughout her time at Old Forester, responsible for sensory analysis of whiskey, both for standard and special releases, as well as the single barrel program. She has done a lot of awesome things at Old Forester. Making the single barrel program just even better than it was, like elevating it to amazing. After 7 years in what many would consider a dream job, she announced that she would be leaving Old Forester on July 1st. She goes on talking about kind of, why. She says here, which is very important later, this whole experience with the brand has really given me this understanding of where my skill set really leverages that. And that's in the beginning. It's in the gritty, get your hands dirty, all hands on deck portion of building a brand. And then she kind of goes on to say, it took a lot of soul searching and asking herself what she really wanted out of life to make it her final decision. She was struggling with leaving, and she asked herself, what is it that's important to me? Being able to be heard, being able to have a say in decisions as it comes to products and what's going to go in them. I think from the surface, a master taster role seems to encompass all of that. But when you have so many layers of approval in such a big ship to turn, it can be kind of frustrating when you're a creative-minded individual. I decided to go small, to go really small. Our group is only 4 people. It's 2 gentlemen from Colorado, myself, and the Neely family distillery. All of that is huge. Like, that reveals why she decided to leave Old Forester and why she is choosing to go into this very small venture. She, saying, I'm a very creative-minded individual, and we can see that. Look at things she's done with Old Forester, the single barrel program, just brand new bottles that are released at the gift shop. So all of this creative stuff that she's been doing, that's the stuff that we see. What did she try to make happen that we didn't see because some higher up, there's so many people with their hands in the bucket? Okay, so many people have a say. You got to appease to all of them. And I'm sure she's thrown so many ideas and they're like, no, we can't do that. We're not doing that. I don't want to do that. Whatever. I feel like she really felt held back and that she could give so much more that she just wasn't able to do. It goes on to say Zykan has partnered with the 5280 Whiskey Society founder Nate Weingar, 5280 founding member Matt Dankner, and Royce Neely to create a brand called Hidden Barn. And that's the team. Here it is. These guys. That's what we got. And this part's interesting. It goes on to talk about, how she met them, how she got involved with them. After a while, Nate said, "We think you would be a really valuable asset to this. Do you want to work together?" And I was like, oh crap. I mean, yeah. So it was kind of like, whoa, okay. I think this is terrifying. I don't know. She did some soul searching and realized she both wanted to work in this type of position and that she had the skill set to be able to make it happen. Weingar and Dankner had already been working with Neely to secure the barrels necessary to put out their first release. All they needed now was Zykan to do the blending and branding, which, again, very interesting. And it goes on to say here in a second, this is just very important. We've got this liquid, but we need to just pull it all together. And so finally, I cannot even express how happy I am about this. I'm finally in a position where I literally get an entire warehouse and someone has already put the work into making sure it was this quality as it could be, or maybe you're supposed to say the best quality as it could be. And then they just go, "Here, what do you want? Take it. Do what you want with it." It's like, me? Really, me? And I questioned myself right up to that point because I hadn't had that liberty. But now, because there are only 4 people and I don't even have a boss, this is very strange. But you can see that's kind of part of the reason why she left, was that is what she was wanting to do. She wanted to go in there and say, here is, these are my tools. And they always have been her tools, but it was almost like she had her hands tied behind her back. No, you can't use those tools over there. So these guys are saying, hey, come in here, have at it, do what you want. This isn't a blank canvas, or not even a blank canvas. It's like, we have the canvas set up. We need you to finish it. Come in here and work your magic. And part of it feels too, this whole thing, she's questioning, like, me? You really want me? But that comes into, these guys trust her, and she's a very respected, ask anyone in the Whiskey Tube community, they're going to say, yeah, we love Jackie. She's like the saint, the patron saint of doing what the fans want, just giving them good whiskey. With these guys saying, like, yeah, they are putting this trust into her. And I think when someone puts that trust on you, they trust what you do and just let you go and let you do what you do, you're going to get a better product. And it's all about having fun. Okay? It's allowing you to not be tied down with restraints. It's do what you want, have fun with it. That produces a better product. Let's scroll down. This kind of goes into the history, which I think is really cool. The brand is distilled by Royce Neely at Neely Family Distillery, and likely always will be, though this brand is separate from Neely's own brand. So, I saw that and I was like, I don't really know about the Neely Family Distillery. And here's just a quick sidebar. I pulled up their page. I wanted to read about them. But these guys have been a long time illegal moonshine company. Look at it. The pictures are just awesome, Yeah, they make their whiskey. And it's kind of, so what this is saying is that this brand is its own brand. It's just kind of going through them. They're working with them, but a different product than what they're doing. Royce has done a phenomenal job of laying down some really, really high quality liquid. And when I say that, I mean some of the samples, I've paused myself pacing through them and texted everyone else and said, I think Jesus Christ himself made this liquid. So coming from Jackie, it's like, I don't know, that's pretty, that's a bold statement, and one that I'm like, yeah, I can get behind this. Of course, it's great, it's new, so there's always a bias there. This is fun because I've been tasting the same stuff for 7 years now. I'm not naive to that fact, but when it comes to actually analyzing it for quality and structure and balance, I couldn't not be involved with it. There's no way. That is huge. And again, she's saying, yeah, maybe there's a little bias here, but this is important. In the biggest one here, and I say this all the freaking time in my videos, these 3 words, this is fun. That's what this is supposed to be about. This shouldn't be, going in there and not being able to express yourself or create things you want to create. This is someone who is skilled and has the power to go in there and have fun. And that's powerful. That's going to be dangerous. And this is really cool here. The new brand's name is Hidden Barn. The concept pays tribute to the black barns that dot the countryside in Kentucky. As moonshining lore has it, distillers would paint their barns black to hide and I'm going to butcher this because we don't say these words around here, Boudonia fungi that grow where ethanol is in the air. And it's like, you go past Heaven Hill and it's all, the black mold looking stuff all over it. Maybe that's why Maker's Mark distilleries are all black, probably. And the neighbors would also paint their barns black to obscure which barns were the site of a distillery. So super sketchy stuff. It was awesome. Despite the moniker that harkens to an obscure truth, though, Zykan makes it clear that this brand will be fully transparent. Again, another reason why she's so awesome is that she just very transparent, very open. This is what we're doing. This is what we want to do. This is where I got the barrel. This is what I thought about it, blah, blah, blah. And it's a fully transparent brand entirely. This is what full brand transparency is, and I want to be a part of that. It's not to say history isn't important, but I think history is only such a small piece of this brand in particular because we have to acknowledge the 11 generations that Royce Neely is coming from with distillation. He's an amazing human. We wanted to do things the right way. He wanted to be a legitimate distiller. There's a lot of romance and nuance to the moonshining industry. There's a lot of novelty for that. But he's like, no, I can do this and I'm going to do it the right way. And my favorite part, and we're going to make shit happen. And I think they're going to. I fully believe it. So, what's crazy, though, is bottles will be available for purchase later this month. So, looks like it's moving along rather quickly. That's the end of the article, though. Really, really cool. I mean, I read a whole lot of it, but I skipped some stuff. Come and check it out. Let's hide that on there. So there we have it, guys. Hidden Barn, the new brand. It appears Jackie is in full force over there, and this is going to be awesome. I'm super excited. And just to see someone who's so creative and passionate about whiskey, what they're able to do, just letting them loose. Just, you're off the leash. There's no puppet strings pulling you. It's you going in there, making the best whiskey you can. That's what it should be about. That's what I think we're going to do. Or that's what we're going to see. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did. Hit the subscribe button. Turn the bell notification on so you will be notified when future videos are released, live streams, all that sorts of things. And again, I'm Trev Wilson. This was Booze News. I'll catch you guys in the next video.